Welcome back. For children who are removed from their families, life can feel upside down, but GAP Ministries has made a major difference in their lives, and we can all do the same. Here to tell us about their mission and success is President and co-founder Greg Ayers. It's great to have you here.
Well, thanks for the invite.
So tell us a little bit more about GAP Ministries and specifically, how it helps foster kids really sort of improve their lives and get on a better track.
Well, GAP is very unique in the foster care world because we focus on 4 different aspects of foster care. We license foster families, so if you would like to be a foster parent, you can come to us. We will train you, we will license you, we'll do the home study, and you would be a foster parent under our care. We also work with DCS in a couple other directions. We supervise visitations for parents trying to get their children back that are in the system. We go in and actually work with those parents in an in-home type service where we help them get the skill sets they need so they can be better parents. And then we also have residential care for kids in the foster care system. So we are very multifaceted on the foster care side. And then we have community programs as well that seem to cross-pollinate with foster care so beautifully. And the 2 community outreach we do and our foster care work hand in hand to make us a very unique organization.
Sounds like, it's the complete picture, right? From start to beginning, the families themselves and the foster families, supporting those foster families, and that's really what the community warehouse is for, right? Among other things. Talk about the community warehouse for those who may not be familiar with it.
Yeah, we've made a shift over the last few months in our community warehouse to really begin to target foster families, bio families with kids in care, kinship families, all those families that the state is involved with because there's been some type of trauma, some type of disruption in their home that's caused state involvement. And we believe because there's 14,000 of those children in our state right now, and the people who are trying to care for those kids aren't necessarily compensated 100% for that care that they give.
Right.
They need assistance, they need help, and so we've shifted the focus of our warehouse to actually focus on that population, those agencies that help, the foster parents that actually help, to bring assistance alongside DCS so these parents feel supported, even if they're not one of our parents. There's thousands of foster parents in southern Arizona, and we only license a small handful, but all foster parents are eligible to come and shop and get those items that they need free of charge for the children that they care for.
Well, it sounds like it could have a very positive, and maybe it already has, a very positive domino effect where people know that they'll have resources as a foster parent, so more people will be willing to be a foster parent. Have you seen that that's the case?
Well, it's so new, I don't know that we could track exactly that outcome. However,
you're hoping, maybe.
Yeah, that's very, very important because I believe supportive foster families, they don't want to be lost in the system, and oftentimes they can get lost and they don't feel supported either by DCS or by their agency. And we're trying to work with agencies. We're part of FACT, that's the Foster and Adoptive Council of Tucson, and we're trying to bring us all together as foster care agencies, knowing that we all have separate missions, but we all have the foster parents' well-being in our focus and in our sights, as well as the child. And so working together, I think we're bringing stability and help to the foster families so they don't feel alone.
And so we have to talk about it. We're in a national health emergency. Everybody's been kind of living with it now for a little while, but how is that impacting the programs at GAP?
Well, it's had a tremendous impact. Obviously, everybody has a little panic on the side of this, so it's fluid every day. We're in conversations with DCS every single day because of the 4 programs that we offer DCS. The shortage of staff possibilities that could be out there. So what happens when staff are short? What about kids that want to visit their parents, but parents are sick or the child's sick? Now those visits can't happen and the stress that puts on. What about the in-home services? Now that can't happen because somebody's sick or a worker's sick. Behavioral health is suffering, and so now the kids don't get the behavioral health services they need. And now if they can't go out, if there's some stay put mandate that comes, we don't have that here yet, but could there be the possibility of the supplies and the support that the children need, they won't get them. So we're working with DCS on a way to be a distribution hub for the entire south part of Arizona for foster parents and foster agencies should there be an interruption of supply chains, that we can become that distribution center for that specific population of foster families, kinship families, and foster children, as well as the elderly, because they're that vulnerable population as well.
Well, I think it's times like these that we need organizations like GAP to sort of be that rock where everything kind of revolves around and helps steady people even when nothing's really certain right now. Everything's a little bit up in the air, but it's good to know that you guys have that and the resources are there for families. Should also be mentioned too that you're still certifying families to be foster families.
We absolutely are, and I know there are groups that get trained, and so that could be a little scary to people. Wait a minute, I don't want to be around other people because there's supposed to be social distancing.
Yeah.
But we'll do one-on-one training if that's what you want. We don't want to stop the process because at the end of this, there's still going to be children that need care.
Kids.
And if we stop and halt everything, then we're going to be at a crisis when the pandemic's over. So we still are training, and we can tailor that training to the individual families so they feel safe and secure.
And every little bit helps from the community. We all have to do our part. Greg Ayers, be well, and thanks for being here today.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And if you can become a foster parent or a community warehouse sponsor, it's simple. I mean, anything you can give will help. And as an example, $500 will sponsor one family for an entire year. For more information, call 520-877-8077 or visit their website, gapmin.com.